You were listening to an interview with Vince Pichel yesterday, weren't you?
I was.
Because he was sounding very confident that he's got enough wrestling to deal with Mark Madsen.
I will say, I'm
just
gonna.
don't see it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. The mustache advantage.
It's like one super eyebrow.
Yeah.
It's like a lip
It's
brow.
like a monobrow. But he does say that he's gotten more attention from his mustache than from his fight career. Can you believe that?
That's not good, is it?
That's not good, but I mean, it just goes to show you that that's an advantage.
I like the fact that both of these guys are in their late 30s.
Yeah.
Like Mark Madsen's a fucking lunatic. He is like a born competitor. Like when he made his UFC debut, it was like the first time he'd made 155 in about 7 years. And he even showed up to his fighter interview in a suit, shirt and tie. Honestly, like he was everything was like absolute pro. Like you can tell this dude's a fucking Olympian. The way he shows up, he makes everybody else look like fucking teenage stoners. Honestly, he's like, there, ready, answers to questions. Where's the media? What's next? Here's my hydration shit. This is the weight I'm at. This is how I'm gonna cut weight. Honestly, everything has got nailed down. I appreciated him when he was coming through Cage Warriors as well. But he's a savage.
Plus, he just moved over like to America to train because he's been training with Kevin Gastelum at Fight Ready.
Oh, that's a good move.
Yeah, and he said that he had analyzed all of it, and he said that was the best place for him, and he's gonna make a 2-year title run.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, he's like put everything in. He's like, if I've moved and I've moved my family and all this with how comfortable I am in Denmark, you best believe that I'm coming for it. It's an interesting, it's an interesting move for him to go there because it's sort of like similar, although it's different type of wrestling. It's sort of similar. And with Vince, what he was saying was like he has a lot to prove in this fight because both of his losses have been due to wrestling, and that's his only losses. He lost to a Greco guy and Gillespie.
Yeah, Gillespie.
That just like out wrestled him.
Yeah, that's going to be similar to what's going to happen here.
And have you seen some of like the throws that Mark does?
Yeah,
dude. If he just did this around any part of my body, I would be flipping out internally.
He's lethal. He really is. Like watching what he did to people on Cage Warriors was he just manhandles people, and like you've got to think. So he was an Olympic silver medalist at the Rio Games in 2016 at 75 kilos, and he would have been as lean and as shredded as he is now. So he's been wrestling with the best guys in the world, 5 kilos heavier than he's coming in at for this fight. I think Vince he's got good striking. I think he's got decent wrestling, and I think obviously he's got some good experience in the UFC as well. But I just can't pick anybody against Mark Madsen. Yeah, no chance.
Well, Vince has recently moved to not recently, but it's his second camp at Fight X. So and he does have a KO like backpedaling, which he may catch Mark if he gets too crazy. The only thing that I've seen, because I saw with Marcel, which is one of the heavyweights that fights at Aries, which is also competes world level in Greco-Roman, is that the amount of power they're able to generate is insane. Yeah. And it transfers over to their submissions, like the chokes, like Mark has, like guillotine. You got to think. They can just barely grab you and flip you over. Yeah. The amount of power that is, like, if they have the neck for a second is crazy. And they're able to transfer it really well. A lot better than freestyle wrestling guys to KO power. Just because it's so, like, upper body.
A lot of talking and twisting and stuff. So check this out. Danish Wrestling Federation. So in 1999, he won a bronze medal at 54 kilos. Then 2 years later, he was at 69 kilos. And from that point on, from 2001 to 2017, he won gold at every time he entered. 69, 74 kilos, 84 kilos for a few years. Then he went up to 96 kilos in 2010. Then back down to 80 kilos for 2015 to 2017. And just picked up gold medals every time.
You can tell, like,
dude's scary. Yeah. The dude's lethal. And the thing is as well, like, the other thing, as you said, so like he's moved to the US. He's been training with Martin Kampmann for years. He was a fantastic striker and MMA fighter. 37, knows he's probably got 2-3 years to run at the title. He's going to do everything in his power. And when you mark Madsen, that power, that psychological determination is a superpower in its own. Yeah. I like the confidence I was hearing from Pichel in that interview, but I just don't think he's going to be able to deal with what Mark Madsen brings. Yeah. He's going to have to really, really battle for this fight to be won by decision. I think he's going to struggle with Madsen. I'm picking him by decision.
I'm picking Madsen by stoppage.
Really?
Stoppage, yeah.
I think he'll struggle to stop Pichel unless he really is able to ragdoll him. And I do think Pichel's tough and wily enough to be able to, create some resistance in the exchanges. Yeah. But
well, he has great cardio and has like kind of drawn that out of his opponents and worn them down and taken over. But I don't think that's going to be a possibility against Mark.
No.
No. That's not just a game plan you put against an athlete like that.
Yeah. Scary dude. Mark Madsen for me.